is that all the 6 characteristics that you're listing under the community aspect, which tend to be seemingly better solved or looked at by women, are actually all the 6 aspects that I've seen over the last 20 years to start to really bubble up in terms of we need more of this. We need more, collaborative efforts. We need more of these varied views. We need more qualitative evidence and insights to come in, not just quantitative. So and there's a direct correlation for me between I look at design thinking and I look at wicked problems, which are these really highly complex moving target problems that we're trying to solve because there are more and more of them, and COVID-19 being one of them. And those 6 characteristics that you actually need, which leads me to nearly a conclusion to say those aspects are way more important for the future potentially than those independent approaches. So can you elaborate a little bit more to our viewers these differences of the independent and the community approaches to problem solving? Because I find it amazingly stunning how many of those are starting to become real trends of value.
Oh, definitely. A big piece that women bring, and I'm going to say men and women, but I'm also going to back this up and say, I was very successful in a highly technical community, but if you peg me on all these scales, I come out on the independent side. So I act like a man, and often I think like a man. And I think that's part of why I was so successful. But at the same time, I'm a woman, so I have all this other stuff that, that leaks over and that continues to leak over. So I think I kind of ended up in the middle, so I could see both sides, which I think was really helpful. But a lot of the traits that women bring are a longer term view. They weigh more of what does the outcome look like and who is the outcome for. So they look at things from a much longer term perspective. And I think that is, we've been driven by, short-term quarterly business results for, I can't tell you how long, right? It seems unending. And you got to look at that at some point and say, is that driving us in the right direction? Well, that's not going to drive you to long-term thinking. That's not going to drive you to solutions that take 5 to 10 years to implement, right? So, I worked in the nuclear power industry. Things move in decades there. It's painfully slow. And things get designed over decades, and it's painfully slow. But you think differently when you're in that longer term mindset. So the things that you're seeing in design thinking, being aware of your audience and what is the problem. There's one piece in my book that I really like that I took from Melinda Gates, right? And she went out and this woman had her baby in one of the new clinics that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation had founded that allowed women to successfully have a baby and, get it nursing and bring it home. And this woman said, but I have no hope that this child will ever grow up. Why don't you take him home with you? Because that's the only hope that I have. And that was when Melinda, it hit her right between the eyes. I have done all these things to make birthing easier and safer for these mothers, but I have not brought them adequate birth control so they can feed their families. Big miss. And what she did was beautiful, but now she's in a pivot to move in that other direction and say, no, what these women need is to time the birth of their children so that they can afford them, so that they can raise them. Because that, so it's how did you look at that problem? And I'm sure for years, she looked at the problem of we need to help the birth process. But when she sunk deeper into it, she saw, wait a minute, there's a bigger problem here. And we need to work on that too. And I think that's the difference that you can start to see in these problems of I'm going to allow these women to have healthy babies, but, then they're not going to be able to afford to feed them. Sometimes you have to see the chain before you see the whole thing, like in design thinking, where will that go when we get to here? Mm-hmm. So I think these things really go hand in hand, and they're vitally important.